is bound to be explosive. Let's meet our first guest.
Brian McFadden grew up in Dublin and had stints as a McDonald's security guard and a bingo caller before he was hand-picked to join Irish boy band Westlife. His rise to mega-stardom was rapid, with Westlife selling over 30 million albums and clocking up as many #1 singles as the Beatles. Brian walked away from that success and poured his heart and own money into a solo career. It was then that he stumbled onto our own Delta when looking for a duet partner. It's their relationship that inspired his latest single, Like Only a Woman Can, off his soon-to-be-released second album.
Please welcome, like only an audience can, Mr. Brian McFadden.
Well, I'm standing waiting to go on, and one of your people backstage
My
says,
people, my minions.
one of your little elves backstage, the Rove elves, said, when you walk out, you're going to walk up the catwalk, Rove's going to come greet you, then you go to the desk, he goes to the front, and you go from behind. I was like, got to show us
This has changed since I was
This
last
isn't the
here.
ABC. Hello?
And Brian, then they bring out the picnic table. You take out the umbrella.
We're all wondering. Hey, I did the Macca security guard thing I saw in that opening bit. Is that true?
It is true.
What does a security guard do at Macca's?
You know what? It might just sound like a job you get where, like, I don't know, a chemist or something like that, but it's really serious. I remember the day I went for the job and I seen the ad. It was like, we need special people to be security at McDonald's, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of special. I could do it. So I turned up, and this guy brings you into the back office, and you sit there, and he gives you this whole speech, and it was a bit like going to like a Scientology church or something. You have to pledge your allegiance to the nuggets and the Big Macs. And, are you willing to die for these Big Macs? And I was like, yeah. How much am I getting paid? $4.50 an hour. He says, I'll die for that. But they were scary. Like, it was a serious job.
But they know the Hamburglar's not real, don't they?
That's the problem. They don't.
Okay.
They don't.
How long does that last, that job?
Well, I kind of got sacked for eating the burgers. I was fond of, actually, because my first job
I thought
was...
you were going to say you fondled them.
Yeah. No, my first job, actually, before I got... Because you don't just start the security.
You got to build.
Well, no, they got to see, like, what your relationship with the food is like. So they start you off with the chicken section. So you got to handle the nuggets and, the chicken burgers, which are the kings of the chicken burgers. And right beside you, then they give you side jobs like the fillet-o-fish. Oh. So they just kind of watch you, and I think there's people on cameras just checking out, what's your relationship like with the food. And then one day they go, son, you're ready to be security.
Wow.
And they literally just give you a blue shirt and a badge, and you stand outside. And my first McDonald's was in O'Connell Street. Now, I don't know what the equivalent in Australia of O'Connell Street is, but literally it's just nightclubs and pubs.
Right, yeah.
And we open till 4 a.m. We open till 4 a.m., the establishment. And basically my job description was, you stand at the door from 12 o'clock at night till 4 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night, and the rule is no drunk people allowed.
Good luck.
First of all, it's Ireland, so it could be midday. It's just not going to make a difference. And I'm on the biggest street in Ireland for clubs. So basically nobody was allowed in. So I'd have 15, 20 drunk Irish guys going, oh, God. I'm like, sorry, mate, too much to drink.
And that's what I think Delta sees in you, responsible fillet-o-fish man.
Well, that's it. She knew my connection.
I could trust this man with my nuggets, whatever that means. How's it all going, by the way? Of course, I haven't seen you since
Well, I've stopped working there now. I've got...
You've got a steady career now, which is good.
Moved on, yeah.
Engagement plans coming along well?
Yeah, well, we haven't really kind of set a date or done any of that yet, but we're talking about next year, I think, the end of next year, because this year's so busy. Obviously, Del's now gone to America, and I'm going to be here and in Europe and stuff like that. So I think next year, probably near the end, we're looking at doing it.
Did you do the honourable thing when you proposed? Did you ask father's permission first? Are you that kind of guy?
Yes, I did, and then I got her in a headlock, and I said, you're going to marry.
He said yes!
Yeah. I don't care what you said, your father said yes, that's all that matters.
Were you nervous about that? It's a scary thing, though, Did you go to the dentist, you say, this is what I'm going to do?
Do you know what I did? I'm so shallow. I was supposed to actually ask him when I was here in Melbourne, and we had this whole thing set where he came over to the hotel, and I just couldn't do it because there was so many people around. I went to ask him, and he's a big guy, your dad. Her dad's like 9 foot tall, and you know, he's like, and he's proper Aussie, like, oh, g'day, son. He still calls me kid, you know, g'day, kid. I'm like, hi, dad. So it was pretty scary. So it took me a while, and then I never actually got to do it. So we actually got engaged in Bali. So I'd left on the plane to Bali, and we'd stopped, I don't know where it was, in Thailand or wherever we stopped over. And I remembered I hadn't asked the dad yet. I was like, I'm going to get in so much shit for this. It's just unbelievable. So I rang him from the smokers lounge. Because it was the only place I could go that Delta wouldn't go. So I snuck into the smokers lounge and I rang him. I was like, Dennis, I meant to ask you, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm going to ask Delta to marry me. He's like, oh, yeah? I was like, yeah. And he says, all I'll ask is that you cut down in the smokes. And I was like, in the smokers lounge. No problem.
You can't do it.
No, so basically that's what I've done. I've cut down from 25 to 24.
You're a good man.
He didn't set a limit.
Hey, would you like to make Delta a happy woman and try to win $20 in 20 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, I like your chances of this. Smoking! You know how this works. Okay, here we go. Let's start the clock now. In bingo, what's the term for the number 88?
Two fat ladies.
Is it true your friends call you Bovril Jaws?
It is indeed.
Why? Stop the clock.
Okay, you know...
Can we do that now? Can we still do that?
Stop
We
the
can.
clock, yeah. So the jar of Bovril in England is pretty much the same as a Vegemite jar.
Right.
It's the exact same, except it's got red and got Bovril on it. And they basically reckon that my fat jaw and chin looks like a Bovril jaw. Whereas basically then my face looks like a Vegemite jar.
It really does. That's so on the money. Oh, soul of the earth.
Cheers,
Soul of the
Pigeon Boy.
earth. What was mine?
Pigeon Boy.
Pigeon Boy. Have you seen my legs? That's what it is.
You just look like a pigeon. You kind of
That's
sit
a
there and
profile,
bobble. Well, you just bobble. You bobble as well.
Bobblehead, pigeon
You bobble,
bobblehead.
yeah.
Well, when we did the news last week with Carrie, like the first shot I was showing everything, I just went into the shot like that, and they picked us like she had a...
And this little white stuff here.
It's like she had a bellman had a seed on her nose. Let's start the clock again. Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
What do you think I'm wearing?
I don't want to know.
You co-wrote the Commonwealth Games theme song. Do you hope to write the theme song for a real sporting event one day?
Yes.
Do you have a party trick?
Writing songs for the Commonwealth Games.
And what's your porn name?
Mine? Oh, yeah.
You know the old school, yeah?
The dog thing. Oh, it was,
Pet name, street name.
Oh, it was, oh, yeah, Brandy Torndale.
I like it. Bovril Jaws, Brandy Torndale.
Thank you very
Congratulations. There's your $20.
How come you don't, you stopped asking me who you turned gay for?
Well, we had last year was who would you turn gay for, and we started this year kind of
waiting for. I've been having on the
Oh,
show in 3 years.
Who would you turn gay for then?
Peter Helly.
Yes! Okay. Picnic table Hellier.
And we're working on it.
I was also born to try, so born to try anything.
Well, here's the plug. Brian's single Like Only a Woman Can is out now. The new album Set in Stone is out on the 19th of April. Please thank Brian McFadden, everyone. Thank you, my friend.